a song, jacked up version. This one's pretty simple, so it probably won't be too far off, and it's a Message in a Bottle by the Police. One reason I really like this song, even if you're not a fan of this type of music or whatever, is it's a great song to strengthen your hand as far as stretching goes, because the main part of the song uses these, I think they're suspended fourths shapes, and you're basically playing a whole step apart on each one, moving it. And in fact, in the last one, you've got to do a slide with your pinky, and it just really strengthens your hand up. When you play it just slowly, kind of, it might not seem like that big of a deal, but if you play with the song and you play for the whole 2 minutes, especially the outro, it's really good to strengthen your hands. I think so, anyway. And it's a cool song to jam. And for this one, since it is kind of simple and short, I'm going to show the bass line as well. So, Andy Summers is the guitar player in the Police, if you're not familiar. He had a really kind of jazzy type of sound. I think he was using like an ES-335 type, or Telecaster actually. He used a lot with that. And clean tones mostly, and some chorus on there. I have a GNX4, and I have a patch for it. So, gives you an idea what mine is sounding like. On my guitar I have two humbuckers, but I have a 5-way switch, and one of them lets me put them out of phase, so it gives it kind of a Strat tone. Of course it's not a Strat, but anyway, that's what I'm using for that. So let's get started. The song is in C sharp, and basically the first part of the progression, the chords are going to go from C sharp to A to B to F sharp. Now, I've said before in some of my other videos some basic theory. I'm not somebody that says that you really need to go crazy learning everything, even though it can't hurt, right? But here comes Samson. Samson, go lie down. So anyway, you should really know the notes of the E and the A string, because when you have basic chord shapes, you're going to want to be able to find those chords. So for example, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? And A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So between C and D I have C sharp, 5th fret is A, there's B, and between F and G I have F sharp. Okay, so those are the ones, but he doesn't play chords, as I said in the beginning. He's playing a suspended shape, and it's pretty easy to finger and to remember, because basically you take your first finger and you're going to put it on the root. In this case, on the first one, C sharp. And then after that, you're just going to go up 2 frets and down a string, up 2 frets and down a string. So it's kind of like a diagonal ladder, or whatever you want to think of it. So there's our first shape right there. And all these are picked one note at a time. The rhythm is a little tricky, but I don't think it's that crazy. So I'm going to play C, that's a G sharp, which is the C sharp, rather, not C, is 4th fret of the A string, 6th fret of the D string, 8th fret of the G string, which is E flat. So you get, now I've been playing this song for a while, just a note on the picking, so I'm kind of used to it, but in my opinion the best way to pick this would be to go 2 down and then upstroke. And the reason for that is because I saw that from Al Di Meola, who knows how to pick a little bit, and that is because then you're returning to your original spot, so you're ready to play the next. So if I was going to play this over and over, you could play it all 3 downstrokes, but it just makes kind of sense if you're into that kind of economy of picking thing. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay, so now it's just a matter of moving the shape with your first finger to the roots. So again, the root is C sharp, A, B, F sharp. Could also play the B here. I like it better over here though. So real slow. There's that slide I was talking about. So you slide in from, so I'll just go over the frets, even though you should be able to figure this out. 5th fret of the E, 7th fret of the A, 9th fret of the D, 2nd fret of the A, 4th fret of the D, and 6th fret of the G, and then 2nd fret of the E, 4th fret of the A, 6th fret of the D. And then you're going to slide the 6th fret of the D to the 7th fret of the D. So real slow. And once you start trying to do that slide, you're going to see what I'm talking about as far as your hand getting strong. As far as the grip goes, you know, I'm not somebody who says that you need to play something the exact way unless you're exactly trying to copy the person who wrote the song. But I think for this kind of thing, it's best to have your thumb on the back of the neck rather than up here. Up here is good for a grip, or if you need to fret notes up here or bending. But for this one, I think you get a better grip here. And I kind of slide that pinky on the A also. I don't know if he does it on the recording, but okay, so that's your verse. The rhythm, so you have the 1, 2, 3 and then immediately land on the A, but then there's a pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So there's like this is the equivalent of, I don't know the exact notes, I didn't check it out if they're 8th notes or whatever, but the second half is the same thing. So you have 1, 2, 3, 1, space, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, space, 2, 3. Okay, so that's pretty simple. That covers the verse. Let's look at the bass line. Pretty simple bass line, but it works really well. A lot of space in there. And of course, it's going to sound an octave lower. So I'm playing the C sharp, 2 hits, kind of sliding it out of there. A with the open string. There's my B, 2 hits. And instead of going up to the F sharp, he plays the octave down here, which is the 4th fret of the D string. Again. Okay, and you gotta be mad, right? Sting. Okay, let's go to the, I guess it's the chorus, pre-chorus, I don't know. There's basically 3 parts. That's going to be A to D to E. I'm pretty sure I have the rhythm close to this, but again, I don't really get crazy trying to do everything straight. But he's playing on the ands, and if you know anything about kind of strumming rhythms, that would mean upstrokes. That's a basic way to count rhythm. So if you would count quarter notes, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to change that into 8th notes, you just add the upstroke. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it sounds to me like I usually play this just on the ups. So that first one's kind of choked. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? The D is just slid out there. And then E's. So these are just regular bar chords. A, D, E. 5, 7, 7, 5, 7, 7, A, D, and G, and then slide that up to 7, 9, 9 for the E chord. So let's look at it. Okay? The bass is just pounding out 8th notes. Which is 5th fret of the E, 5th fret of the A, 7th fret of the E, of the A. Then we're going to go to F sharp to D. So for the guitar, he goes to 8th notes. So I don't know if Andy Summers is doing this, but I really like the way it sounds, and that is right before I start back to the F, I play the open E for a second. So it's like, I don't know, I like the way that sounds. Okay, now for the bass line, I play it down here. So again, 8th notes. That note there is our F sharp. This note here is our D. And he's using this A note kind of as a pivot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and okay, easy enough. Then you have the part where it's kind of mellows out. Message in a bottle. I guess this is the chorus. Really simple for the guitar. C sharp minor, 4th fret. We already know that's our C sharp, right? Root, you should know that by now. 4th fret of the A string, then you've got the 6th fret on the D and the G. You've got the 5th fret of the B string and the 4th fret of the high E. This comes from an A minor chord. You just slide it up and add a bar. And then this is a basic bar chord for an A. This is one of the more interesting parts of the bass line, I think. C sharp, again using the A as a pivot. Sorry, he's not using the A as a pivot. So he's going from C sharp to A as well, but then he ends on the G sharp, which is the 7th of A, which kind of hangs it out there, and it wants you to play it over again. It kind of messes with your mind a little bit. And then it ends on F sharp. Now for the guitar, you're going to play. When you go to the F sharp, this is a minor 7. Okay, if you're not familiar with the different variations of a regular bar chord, which is based off an E chord here, right? If I slip this up to F sharp, I'm going up 2 frets. Now I have F sharp major. If I remove my middle finger, I get F sharp minor. And then if I remove my pinky as well, I get F sharp minor 7. So there's a quick chord instruction for you. Major, minor, minor 7. Okay, let's go through the whole pre-chorus, chorus, whatever, real fast. So. So you saw I did the A, D, E twice. I did the F sharp to D 3 times. And then the C sharp, this part, it kind of changes. The first time, it's just 3, and then F sharp minor. And back to. Okay, the second time, it hangs out a little bit longer. And the F sharp he hangs out to on for 2 beats. 2 measures, I should say, not 2 beats. You'll have to check that out and check it. And then that's pretty much the whole song. Now Andy Summers is putting some fills in there, overdubbed. Obviously, if you're the only guitar player, you're not going to be able to do that. But most of the stuff he's playing is in C sharp minor pentatonic. I'll show you 2 positions for that. Here's our C sharp note, which I beat into your brain. So you've got 4/7 on the A string, 4/6 on the D, 4/6 on the G, 5/7 on the B, and 4/7 on the E. You also have 4/7 on the E string, but this is your root. Okay, and then you can also play here at the 9th fret, your regular pentatonic minor box, which I think everybody knows. 9, 12, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 12, 9, 12. And a little extension here. Okay, so he's throwing those fills in, and the outro, and after the second chorus, and that kind of stuff, if that's what you want to do. Then when it comes back, then... That's all it does is repeat on the outro, and that's the part where your hand is really going to be, you know, cramping up if you're not used to this. But again, maybe you hate this song and all that, or you never heard it, I don't know, but it is an awesome exercise for strengthening your hand. So check it out, and you know, if you got a chance to record, you could overdub. It's good practice. Overdub the bass line on there, or you could show it to your friends or whatever. I'll tell you, the drums are pretty rough. Stuart Copeland, that guy's no joke. So, but there's backing tracks and stuff that you can play with it. And again, as always, this probably, if you're watching on YouTube, it's an abbreviated version because of my time constraints, and I don't really like to conform to that. I want to explain it as if you were sitting in, you know, the room with me. So you could go to the www.guitarordinaire.com and check it out. And if you have any requests for lessons, or you just have a question about anything related to guitar or whatever, I could maybe answer it or find something out for you. And I got a lot of lessons that I'm going to be working on, but I always like to hear from people. So thanks.